All right, boys and girls, you know what that sound means. It's time for Bracket. Bracket Bid. Bracket Bid. Woo, 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 woo. Bracket Bid. Bracket Bid. Woo, 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 woo.
Fireside chats.
All right, here we go. Feel free to comment along the way. Patrick, the bracket bit is created by me as a science experiment for you to decide. I pick the names, you pick the outcome. The reasoning behind your choices is up to you. You can say which one of these characters would win in a fight, which one you'd rather play in a movie, which one you'd rather have go out to lunch with, etc. I don't care. You're the one that's making the decision, all right? All right, the burst bracket bit is going to, and it's DC characters. All right, the first question. Oh, sorry, let me get all of us here on the screen. Is Superman versus Amanda Waller, which is kind of a frustrating character because that scene in Suicide Squad where she like shoots everybody and then they're like,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, do you always train like a bunch of new tech guys every time because you're constantly murdering them? What was the point of that other than just to show me that you're an ass?
Oh, this is a strange matchup because and that part did not do Amanda Waller justice.
Every time I say that, somebody says that though, like, oh, she's a more complex character, she's a badass, and this and that, and all the other things.
She is. So, but we'll go off the movie one in that case. Well, if it's dollars to donuts, that both of the comic book characters, I'm gonna give that one to Superman.
All right, it's a first round matchup, so Amanda Waller, just the fact that she was on a conversation is good. All right, next character is the Martian Manhunter, Marvin the Martian Manhunter, which will be my next year's Comic-Con cosplay. Don't steal that. I mean, obviously.
Wait, is there going to be a Comic-Con?
There might be a 3-day one in November, but hopefully by full force. I'm like, does that count to like my pro pass? Do I have to like resubmit early? Resubmit early now? All right, but Marvin the Martian Manhunter versus Catwoman.
Yeah. Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter, Nightwing, or Harley Quinn?
Nightwing can be distracted, and Harley Quinn is used to always being distracted. So she'll take this one, Harley Quinn.
All right, and Aquaman, who I mistakenly said on a podcast a bunch of years back, and a dude got really mad at me. Who I always thought was like, Aquaman, what the hell is he about? Versus Killer Croc. This is an underwater battle.
Oh, yeah. Aquaman. Aquaman.
Cyborg or the Joker?
I'm going to give that one to Cyborg. I think Cyborg was actually capable of ending that one.
Okay.
Like ending it if he had to.
All the cleverness couldn't get Joker past Cyborg, right? Batgirl versus Enchantress.
God. My first question is which Batgirl? If it's Barbara Gordon, like especially if we think about when she was just Batgirl, Enchantress would have won.
So Batgirl? Okay, got it.
Enchantress.
Enchantress. All right, I got it. All right.
Yeah.
I forgot to write this out, but this is Bizarro Superman. Which I do remember reading Bizarro Superman. I used to like it. It's one of the few comics that I collected from back in the day. But Bizarro versus Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Deathstroke versus Robin. Dick
Grayson Robin.
Hey, that's up to you. I don't get that geeky.
If it's Dick Grayson Robin, I mean either way, that is an old wound. Deathstroke usually wins that one.
Yeah.
All right. Green Lantern versus Green Arrow.
Oof.
Which is one of the best comic books ever written. One of the best ever written.
Wait, Green Lantern versus Green Arrow is a thing? I did not know that.
Oh, it's an amazing comic book series. If you ever just buy the collection of it, it's one of the best. You know what?
Write that down then.
Goodness gracious. Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. Bane?
What did you say, Patrick?
Wholeheartedly agree with every choice you've made so far.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever need to phone a friend, you can ask Patrick what his opinion is.
No,
All right. I love doing my main voice, but then it turns into like a different voice. I
Crab
don't
face.
want yeah, something like that. But Bane, which apparently is Latino, I didn't realize Bane was Latino.
hmm
Versus Flash.
Flash. Flash.
Flash.
He just has to rip the thing off.
And apparently, this is not a Flash hat. This is a. What is this from?
Shazam.
Shazam. All right.
Shazam.
There you go. I was like,
He's right. He's right.
I bought hats from a place, so they sent me a free one, and they're like, we had an extra hat, size 8, and they're like, okay. I'm like, hey, I got a Flash hat. They're like, no, that's a Shazam hat.
And I got Captain Marvel, not Shazam.
Deadshot versus the Riddler.
Deadshot.
Batwoman versus Scarecrow.
Batwoman.
Now that's a what if for me. If Howard Stern would have played Scarecrow, I would have liked to see that. What movie was that? What movie was that supposed to be in? Is that like in? Was that like in?
Is that
like,
one of Tim Burton's?
Yeah. Was it? I think if there was been like another Tim Burton, there would have been
Joel
a
Schumacher's.
That might have been more it, but that would have. All right, Black Lightning versus Supergirl.
No. It's Supergirl, not Power Girl. So Black Lightning.
All right. Dark Side or Penguin.
Always Dark Side.
Dark Side. There's no way that Penguin is outrunning the Omega Beam. It's not going to happen.
No. El Diablo versus Gorilla Grodd.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Huh. Yeah.
Fire versus Power. And
Fire. It's the brain, but El Diablo's no idiot. So I'm gonna give that one to El Diablo because I don't think Gorilla Grodd would see him coming. I don't think he would. He would underestimate him because he underestimates everybody.
And everybody's favorite.
Except himself.
Yeah. El Diablo. Poison Ivy versus Batman. I mean,
it's gonna be Batman, but by the skin of his teeth.
All right. Moving on to the second round here. We got El Diablo versus Batman.
It's Batman.
Batman. Black Lightning or Darkseid?
Darkseid.
Deadshot or Batwoman? Bracket bit is for science.
Are we in the first act of the movie or the second act of the movie?
Ooh.
That's where I'm thinking. It's like, oh.
Good question.
Good question.
Let's say it's the second. It's the second bracket, so it's the second act.
Okay.
So we're gonna give that one to Deadshot.
Deadshot and the Green Lantern versus the Flash. This is a good one, I think.
That's a good match.
This is a tough second round
match. That's a good match.
Tough second rounder.
Green Lantern versus the Flash. You have more experience. I'm gonna give this one to the Green Lantern. Yeah.
What if it was a fresh Lantern played by Patrick Michael who just discovered the rings, walk with a green ring that sticks to himself when he walks towards the bodega.
All he has to do is get him in the box once.
You said Lantern, right? You said Lantern?
Lantern.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Deathstroke or Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman.
How are we feeling about WW84 though, by the way?
No.
It was
You know what? I wanted to like it a lot more than I actually did.
We went in with a lot of hope. I went in with a lot of hope.
Like I like the Wonder Woman from the first one. I like more of a warrior Wonder Woman than a peacemaker Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah. I like that. I like that take. All right, Cyborg versus Enchantress.
Huh. That's an interesting match between the two of them. I'm gonna give that one. I just don't think Enchantress would have nearly the power against him she thinks she does. I'm gonna give that one to Cyborg.
Yeah, a lot of this.
That would have been a good matchup between Enchantress and Wonder Woman, though.
I was thinking of that. Would set up an interesting one. All right, Harley Quinn or Aquaman?
It's gonna be Aquaman at the end of the day.
I'd like to see. I could
would
see
like
that
to
on a
see that.
poster. Harley Quinn versus Aquaman.
Yeah, it would be interesting, but I think at the end of the day, Aquaman would. Yeah.
All right,
I think he's got it.
These guys can both fly.
Damn, that's a good matchup right there.
Superman or Martian Manhunter?
Oh God. Well, okay. So
What are the powers? I mean, I don't know anything about Martian Manhunter. What kind of powers does he have?
He can't do fire.
But he can get in your head.
He can't, and Superman has heat vision. So,
However, I'll say this before you make your decision. Superman is on record saying that the person he would most fear fighting in the league
would be Martian Manhunter. Absolutely, that would be the hard one. So that's also the one he's going to be the most prepared. Like not his wits, going to be one he's thought about the most. So the real question is if this is a surprise fight or if this is a prepared battle. Like I have to go through all these scenarios. Like, well, if this person did this, they would win, but if they did this, they would lose. But if they did, like it's,
I respect your process here. I respect your process.
Yeah. While Martian Manhunter has all of these powers, it depends. So let's assume that they're matched up because they're both under mind control. Let's assume that it's that thing.
Okay.
So if it's that and it's not personal and it wasn't thought out or pre-planned, Superman will probably have an advantage. So I'm going to give that one to Superman.
Man of Steel, not her favorite movie, but he moves on.
I didn't say I didn't like the character.
all right. And now after all that, another league battle. Maybe Darkseid just is controlling all their minds and is making them just fight each other for fun.
There we go.
Who knows?
There we go. Yeah.
But Superman versus Aquaman.
I'm gonna give that one.
And it's drizzling. And it's drizzling.
It's drizzling. There's a little bit of water outside.
Just a little bit of water.
A little bit of water.
He's damp. They got damp hair. It's a little damp outside.
His uniform, he took it out of the dryer like 10 minutes early. So it's like he's not like super like. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna give that one to Superman.
Right, Cyborg versus Wonder Woman, I think is an incredible matchup. That looks like that would be.
That's gonna be another level. So we're with mind control, so it is to the death. You know what?
I like how I told Crysstal, I do the bracket, you decide it, you build your own parameters, and she built like this whole universe where they're battling to the death and they're under mind control. That's awesome.
Think Flashpoint Paradox.
Yes. Well, that one time, all of the women in the Justice League, it did end up having to fight Wonder Woman, who was under mind control, and it was bad. It was like, oh, we're screwed. Yeah. Don't die. Whatever you do, don't die. It was a great episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cyborg versus Wonder Woman. I'm actually seeing a scenario where, and I'm also pulling away from, like, they did the breakdown of how each hero could be destroyed. And one of them was just Wonder Woman would fight to exhaustion. She would just keep fighting until finally even her body gave out. And if there was anyone who would have more staying power than her, it would probably be a robot. So yeah. I think she could lose this one. I'm going to give this one to Cyborg.
Cyborg? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that robs us of the Superman versus Wonder Woman matchup, but Superman versus Cyborg.
We already know the outcome of that one. We already know. That's okay. That's not a question. We know the outcome to that one.
Green Lantern versus Deadshot?
It's Green Lantern.
All right. And Darkseid? Well, I guess we didn't get a chance to do it. I don't know why I keep saying it like that, but Darkseid versus Batman?
Batman can outrun the Omega Beam. Batman usually beats Darkseid, and with good reason. I'm going to give that one to Batman.
This is an interesting one. Batman versus Green Lantern. The Ring versus the Billionaire.
Who's got the best toy?
What's more important? A ring that can fulfill your fantasies, or just being super rich?
Unless he, and I agree with that, unless he can take away Hal Jordan's will to do everything, he can't match up against him. And he knows it. Like, he knows he can't. So we're going to say, however, if you're under mind control, it's not your will. So this is an interesting one. If we're doing mind control, maybe we will. I don't know.
It's up to
we
you.
like to say Batman could outsmart everyone, but the fact is he can't always win, and he doesn't always win.
Did you watch that animated though? That animated one where like Batman meets Green Lantern for the first time and like figures out that
he took the ring. He just literally took the ring from him.
That was hilarious. I love that too.
Yeah, but you're also dealing with kind of like a young punk. I mean, God, there's a million scenarios for this one.
I should have been more precise with my lantern choice, but
No, because I have to like pull everything. If it's Guy Gardner, he's going down. If it's Hal Jordan, it depends on how experienced is Hal Jordan at this point. If it's Jon Stewart, that's a whole nother level. No,
What if it's Val Kilmer Batman? Huh?
He didn't even make it to the second act. Then all right. I'm gonna give this one to Batman.
All right, Batman.
Mhm.
All right. I'm looking at the wrong screen here. Look at that. All right. If it was Batman versus Iron Man, Patrick, who would have won?
That's a good matchup, actually. Both rich.
Love to
both
see it.
brilliant.
I wanna
Yeah,
see
I would
it.
love to see that. I would love to see that.
Once Disney owns everything, then they'll do a crossover movie.
We'll do the crossover.
Yeah. When Disney owns everything, and they'll just be like, yeah,
we could do the DC versus Marvel thing.
yeah, Batman versus Iron Man. Yeah, absolutely. But I want Ghostface to play Iron Man though. You got it, Piley, Patrick, right? Come on, man.
All right.
Okay, all right. So now we're in the final. Batman. I mean, I think they made a movie about this, but Superman or Cyborg? Who's moving on? I'm sorry, Crysstal, you said.
Gonna give that one to Superman.
All right, and they made a movie about this.
Yeah, they did.
They did make a movie about this at some point. So again, the bracket is created for maximum pain and scientific purposes, and you've bravely pushed through it with your own scientific methods. So now it is time for you to make the final decision. At the end of the day, it is Superman versus Batman.
Of course it is.
What an easy matchup.
Right. Like, shit. Every time I play out this scenario with and bear in mind I'm almost 40 years old. So when I see I'm going through all these iterations, I think of a more mature Batman and Superman. When it comes to actually winning the fight, it's going to be Superman. If he's in the fight, this is it. It's the final fight. Superman's thought about this just as much as Batman has. Batman's gonna go down. It's Superman.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I don't fault your logic. So, I mean, who would have thought the Man of Steel, the guy from another planet that gets power from our sun, right? That's still the thing. He still gets power from the sun.
Sure is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's it. Well, we got the winner we thought we were gonna bid, but I do like doing the bracket bit because I did really enjoy your logic and and your reasoning. I love the fact that you brought it down to a versus fight and not just like I like their uniform better. Well, uniform. I'm still thinking sport.